Hello and good evening. This is Recycling with a Vengeance, episode 4. This is Leland Erickson here, and I hope everyone's having a marvelous New Year's evening. Tonight, we're going to pick up where we left off on episode 3, real quick, so short, because I don't want to interrupt your New Year's too much. Remember our mouse? Well, we're getting some pretty colors going. We did the multiple layers of gray under the belly. We've added now 2 layers of a darker blue on the upper surface. And I just started adding some gold, the canopy, using this fancy stuff. This is your craft paint. And they have some really rich, vibrant colors. And it's all water-based acrylic, so they're workable. They're good, especially good for terrain, because they tend to be a bit thick, but they make nice, durable coverage on terrain pieces. Now tonight, I wanted to show you a little something. Notice what I've done with the gun. I painted it an overall steel color. I believe it was something called Blade Metal or Han Metal or something like that from Reaper, but a good gunmetal gray color. And then I applied a paint wash. That is to say, I took some black paint and I thinned it about 50-50 with water, mixed it up real good, and then just slopped it on. And liquid seeks its own level, and so the pigment concentrated in the recessed areas and is dried there. And I also had it angled down a little bit so gravity worked for me, and pigment concentrated around the muzzle of the gun. And so you can kind of see where it looks like it's almost burnt from firing. So good stuff there. But this canopy, you'll notice, and it used to be a plastic spoon, of course, I've added a layer of the gold. And it's dry, and so I'm going to add another layer over it and just make it nice gold finish. So nice reflective gold on the canopy. And that will carry that to the next level. And oh, next time you see this, we're going to show you how to put a nice big shark mouth on the front. I think this thing is just crying for a nice big mouthful of fangs to greet the enemy. As for its companion, you'll notice but moving it along the same direction, but I deliberately did not touch this with a second blue-green color. The second color is this Deep Ocean from Reaper, and that takes at least 2 coats. So I built up 2 coats on the first one, and this one I've got a good first coat on, and I'm going to put a first coat on this section too. I've also worked over these rocket launchers, which used to be felt pen caps. And the tip of the rocket is actually a cheesy little plastic Christmas ornament. Gun from an action figure. Got a bag full of them for $1 or $2 from a garage sale. The big exhaust on the back, the rocket exhaust, was a syringe cover. A friend of mine brought it back from his visit to the doctor's office. And it made a perfect engine exhaust for this thing. Now this is going to need a black wash. I've already black washed the guns, as you can see. Makes a nice effect. So I'm just going to do this. And a wash is just 50-50 paint and water. Nothing fancy. You can use a ratty brush. And it's just what I'm doing here with my beat up old palette. I'm just mixing it up with some water. And Reaper colors, this is really good stuff. But sometimes you got to go back over it a second time. And so I'm just going to put it on there. Just like that. And I'm just going to saturate the whole thing, just so. Nice coverage going. And I'm just going to let it dry. Take care. You just want it to bleed in there. I don't want it to go over the gray if I can avoid it. Not that I can't touch up later. But as you can see what's happening here, just a nice coverage. There we go. Try to keep this centered for you, so you can get a good view of what's going on here. So there we have it. Get a little on the inside there. And it's going to start drying. And it'll eventually settle in. And if I have to do a second coat, I will. Let's get this little bit of paint off of here. So that's the beauty of water-based acrylics, is that if you make a little goof like that and you're quick with the water, you can take care of it and get it off of there. So there you have it tonight. Quick installment, just to show you progress on the 2 little speeders here, made out of dead computer mice and plastic spoons and odds and ends and what have you. Didn't take many parts in either case. So there you have it. This is episode 4 tonight. And again, Happy New Year to everyone. Happy 2020. This is Leland Erickson at Recycling with a Vengeance, and we'll see you next time.